Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 15 online game. Today, we got some Johnny football gameplay, and I think it's the first time I played with the Cleveland Browns in a ranked or unranked game all year long. Because I was looking at I was just like, wait, have I played with any of these guys before? I don't remember playing with Crowell. I don't even remember playing with Johnny football, except for those 1 or 2 games with the Bronze Bandits. But besides that, it's my first time rolling with the Browns here, so I'll see how their roster fits. We got Josh Gordon out here, so we're going to try to take advantage of that. And of course, Johnny Manziel as we get the read option game going, but unfortunately the tight end went to go block someone way outside, so that kind of blew that play up. And then 3rd down and 9, my opponent definitely reads this play up, and I'm like, sometimes when you play these subscriber games, you have to worry about stuff like, does your opponent know your plays and stuff like that? And I don't know if he does, but he definitely made a good play on that one there. He's got the Bengals here. This is a Week 15 matchup. One of the big Week 15 matchups, because this game could potentially be a do-or-die game for the Browns. Now, they might still be dead because of the loss in the Colts game last week, since they're so far behind in tiebreakers and stuff like that for conference record, as we get the user pick there with Gilbert on the screen. But nonetheless, I still think the Bengals are going to win this game and probably kill whatever hope the Browns have left. It would be funny to see Johnny Football get that win after Marvin Lewis, for whatever reason, decided to call him a midget. Like, just prompted out of nowhere. I don't know, Manziel ever pissed him off in a different lifetime or something, but either way, it would be funny, but I don't think it's going to happen. And for the rest of the games, there's Packers and Bills. The Bills, once again, they lost last week. That might have eliminated them from any playoff hope. But as we get the second pick of the game with Gilbert, I mean, I thought about it for a while. I'm like, the Bills will be a good upset pick for this week over the Packers. Packers not a good team on the road. Bills a great defensive team. They can bother Rodgers. They can try to shut down Lacey, who doesn't sound like he's going to be 100% this week. It has all the ingredients, man, at Buffalo. But I don't know. I don't know. Kyle Orton against the Bills defense, not exactly my cup of tea, as he drops a pick there with Malaluga, who has 59 catching or 50 catching, some horrible catching rating. Probably had a better linebacker, would be a pick, but then again, it's Madden, so who knows. So we'll take our 3 points with ease. I honestly wasn't that sure how good he was, because he came out Wildcat in the first play of the game. I'm like, how good is this guy really? Let me see if I can squeeze this in here on him, and I couldn't. So, sometimes you underestimate your opponent, and that's what happens. Moving on, the Jaguars and Ravens. We're going to take the Ravens in that game at home. No explanation needed. Bucks and Panthers. I actually think that the Bucks are going to win this game. First of all, get better Cam after seeing that crash and the pictures and stuff after that. It's good to see Cam's okay. Get better Cam, but your team might get eliminated from the NFC South playoff hunt this week by a loss to the Bucks, all right? I don't know. I think the Bucks get their revenge on Derek Anderson, man. So, yeah, that's that. Texans and Colts. I would have the Colts in that game. The Texans' pass defense is so bad. And Andrew Luck is not so good, because he's definitely not been the best quarterback this year. If you ask me, I still think, it's either Brady or, Manning or something like that. But they're still going to be good enough to beat the Texans, all right? The Texans' pass defense really isn't that good. Now, the Raiders and Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to get their revenge on the Raiders after losing in Oakland. I think they could win that game. There's a lot of faults that caused them to lose that game. I think they come through with the win in Arrowhead. Dolphins and Patriots. That's going to be a big matchup. This could severely hurt the Dolphins' chances of making the playoffs if they lose at Foxborough, which a lot of teams do. So it wouldn't be a surprise if they do, but they're definitely going to be fighting hard. And plus, they actually did win the first game of the series. As you see, we're trying to do Johnny Manziel-like things on the field, rolling out, finding Andrew Hawkins, trying to make it a touchdown play, but couldn't. But yeah, I mean, once again, it would be fun to see the Dolphins win, but I just don't see it happening, man. The Patriots are on a roll right now. Even in games they don't play too well, like last week against the Chargers, for whatever reason, they were struggling against that Chargers defense, but they just figure it out. And that defense is what's playing really top-notch right now. And a Patriots team with a really good defense, it's scary, man. Revis is doing his thing out there. You got guys like Jamie Collins, like random guys like that are producing, and that's just the Patriot way. Ninkovich, he's doing his thing as usual, so I'll take the Patriots in that game. Might be a close game. Dolphins defense might be able to keep it close with their pass rush and stuff like that, but the run defense hasn't been well lately, so we'll see how that one shakes out as Johnny Manziel is shaking up the defense for a touchdown. But yeah, I had the Patriots. Redskins and Giants. I got the Giants in that game. I think the Giants can shut down Colt McCoy and do enough against that Redskins defense at home to get the win. Not really much to talk about there. Steelers and Falcons. You know, I really think the Falcons can win this game if they have Julio at 100%. But Julio, he sounds like he's got some serious type of injury that might slow him down this week. Otherwise, you know, I'll definitely think about taking him as he somehow gets this catch here. I was going to try to, you know, call my timeouts and try to get the ball back. Instead, he's got a chance of trying to get some points here, though he's not really able to cash in, even though it looked like he had an open guy. But, yeah, I would take the Falcons. It seems like a game that the Steelers would lose because they've already lost, what, 2 games against random NFC South teams. As it looks like he has a dude open, but his quarterback underthrows an Andy Dalton in typical Dalton fashion. And we go into half. You guys can see the rest of the picks. So, yeah, I would take the Steelers in that game because Julio would definitely tear up that defense. And he might still, but I guess the Steelers offense can also tear up the Falcons defense. That might be another shootout like Monday night. Now, Broncos and Chargers, as you guys see there, I had the Broncos. After watching the Chargers last Sunday night, you know, I just know against a good defense, they're not going to be too great. Now, they played against Baltimore the other week. Baltimore's pretty banged up in the secondary. Phillip Rivers took advantage. The Broncos are not banged up. They have newly signed Chris Harris. Chris Harris got a deserved contract extension. Now, having 2 cornerbacks on big contracts, that's another story. But they definitely have 2 good cornerbacks on their team in Talib and Chris Harris. And I'm not sure how well those those Chargers receivers are going to be able to get open there. And, of course, the Broncos have one of the best run defense out there with Knighton and Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, all those guys up there. So, good luck, Chargers. Good luck. It's going to be a hard-fought game, but I don't know. The Broncos are going to win that game, all right? That's just the way I see it. The Chargers need this game to stay in the wildcard hunt, and I don't know if they're going to get it. Now, that AFC wildcard battle is going to be pretty interesting. I think, you know, the Ravens have a pretty easy schedule, so I think they can, from here on out, besides that last game against the Browns, but even that one is kind of a pushover for them. But, I think the Ravens get one of those wildcard spots, and I'm kind of leaning towards the Steelers to get the other wildcard spot. Obviously, the Chargers are probably in a decent position, but they have such a hell schedule. And I think they're finally starting to crumble apart in that the hell schedule part at the end of the season here. See, I'm trying to make some sort of moves with Josh Gordon out here. And, yeah, that's what I think, but we'll see what happens. You know, we'll just see what happens on Sunday. Should be a good day of football, man. Should be a really interesting day of football. One thing that's not going to be that interesting, Jets and Titans. No one's really looking forward to that game right now. As you see Josh Gordon taking that screen pass almost to the end zone. We're going to cash in on the next play to start the 4th quarter on a fullback dive to make it a 3-possession game. And pretty much put this game out of reach since, you know, he hasn't even scored yet. So the odds that he's putting up 17 or more in the 4th quarter probably aren't that high. But, yeah, the Vikings and Lions. I had the I took the Jets, right? I was debating that game for a little bit. I'm pretty sure I put Jets out there. I think their defense can do enough to shut down the. Well, actually, you can already shut down the Titans' running game by doing nothing. But other than that, you know, Jake Locker is playing. That's the only reason why I might think they might win because Jake Locker isn't that bad, but. You know, the Jets might just be able to do just enough with Decker, and I guess Geno can help them with a win and whatever run game they can assemble against that Titans defense. Vikings and Lions, I think, you know, it's a division game, and the Vikings might come to play this game, but the Lions, first of all, the Vikings have no run game, so they don't have to worry about it getting shut down. It's shut down every game, which the Lions do anyway, so that's a wash anyways. Then you got that pass game of the Vikings, which I'm not sure how well it's going to do against that, the Vikings front 4 and stuff like that. They might bring some pressure and stuff like that. And they don't really throw the ball deep in Minnesota. So it just has all the recipes for a Lions win. It also has the recipe for a Lions loss since it is December and is the Lions. But these Lions, I think, can do just enough. This year's version of the Detroit Lions, I think, can do just enough to come out and win here. You see 4th down. I just think that was an overthrow, so I figured I'd go for it here. Not to disrespect them or anything like that. I just felt like why not go for it there. And we get it with Josh Gordon. Niners and Seahawks. It's going to be a really good game, but might not be. Actually, it's probably not going to be a good game. With the way the Niners are falling apart right now in Seattle, actually probably won't be a good game. It will be a surprise if it is to many people. Everybody's expecting the Seahawks win, as am I, as I'm predicting here, but we'll see what happens if the Niners defense comes to play, because it can just be a gritty, grindy defensive effort. Because you know the Niners won't score. The Seahawks might not score either. As you see, we just run the clock here. And I was actually going to run the clock out, but I had to run one more play on my boy Johnny, and I ended up scoring a touchdown here. So not to run up the score, but I ran up the score. I just had to take that chance with Johnny. Whatever happened, happened. The Saints and Bears, I got the Saints in that game. I just think it's a game they can't drop with Sean Payton and Drew Brees, with all the turmoil going on around them this week. It just feels like a game they can't drop against the Bears, and I don't think they will. Cowboys and Eagles, I think the Eagles get the sweep. I'll talk about that more in a video tomorrow. But nonetheless, hope you guys leave a like in this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Madden 15 online games, and I will catch you guys next time.